This is DTM back again with the Artist King podcast. Go ahead and follow me online anywhere on the internet, DeltaTangoMike, and check out Artist King on social medias under artistking_ATL. Let's go ahead and get started.
Yo, this Bone Crusher, and you're watching the Art is King podcast. Cash.
All right, we're back, and this is DTM here to tell you to figure out ways to earn with your art, because if you don't, then somebody else will. We're going to go ahead and talk about the thriving artist mentality. So at this point, you figured out two things already in your art career. Number one, what is your medium that you like to work in and how often? And number two, where in the world is your art like that selling, and who are the ones making it? So now it's time to figure out the real hardcore part of the business. So if you spend whatever amount of time you spend with your art, you're going to spend that much more and extra figuring out the business. It's just part of the way it works. When we talk about art business or the business of art, there are two key words. One is the business, the other one is the art. And so it goes hand in hand, and you have to be ready to jump onto any of those parts to make sure you are successful and you're earning what you're supposed to earn. So one of the things that I want to talk about is going to meetups. You have to find your other artists and colleagues who are in the business, other people in the industry, and it's very important that you find meetups. Go ahead and look for classes and workshops that you can go to, and to find little by little, the piece by piece, the parts that make the business of art work for you and for your market. So there's a lot of artists who've already made it and are making it happen right now with your art style, with your own market, with the kind of things that you like to do. So by going to these meetups or classes or workshops, you're then able to find mentors. You're able to find internships. You're able to find apprenticeships that get you in the door into the industry to figure out what is the business all about. Some of the things that you need to pay attention to are how to deal with clients, how much to charge, what is the business process when dealing with a client and taking their money, how should you take their money, what kind of payment plans you need to offer, at what level are you charging for your art and for your talent, and that is appropriate for where you are in the market. So these are some of the things that you're only going to get through experience and working with others. And a lot of times we're able to work with others through an internship, apprenticeship, or having a mentor. And so when we get out into the world and we check out the meetups or classes and workshops that are around, and then you'll get a better sense of what's going on and have someone help you get into the market that you wish to be in. All right, so now that you have a mentor, now that you have someone to help you, what are the experiences that you need to have? So number one is, how do you sell? What is your pitch like? What do you tell the person that you're interested in working with? What are the words that you use? So a pitch is an easy, quick way of presenting yourself and presenting who you are in a short sentence. It can be as short as 30 seconds. It can be as long as 5 minutes. But it's always something that you say when you introduce yourself. So one example, whenever I meet somebody, and of course I always figure out who I'm meeting and about why. It could be a casual conversation, but I always pay attention to who is this person and where am I, because I have a different pitch depending on who I'm talking to. So I do tattoos. A lot of my clients are tattoo clients, and so when I see a person, I'm talking to a person, and I know that they have tattoos, then I'm the tattoo artist. That's my pitch. Hey, how you doing? My name is Dan. Or they'll ask something like, so what are you? What do you do? It's like, my name is Dan, and I'm a full-time working artist, and I've been doing tattoos for the last 20 years. And that's it. Bam. And if they're a tattoo person, then of course they're gonna be like, oh, really? You work on tattoos? What do you do? How long you been doing it? What kind of art do you do? Let me show you my tattoo. And then that starts off a whole conversation. So understanding how to pitch and what to say at an appropriate time is very important to further your business and build relationships, so that then people can know you and speak for you based on the words that you use for yourself. Some of the other things you need to know as an entrepreneur is, how do you run promotions? How do you run your social media? What do you tell people online that tell the story about who you are? So the very big importance of social media and the great advantage of social media is that you get to tell your story. You have to understand storytelling and how you tell your brand, how you share your brand with the world, so that it increases your audience and it builds on your clients the way you want to tell it. You do not have to wait on somebody to do an interview on you. You do not need to wait for someone to talk about you, because social media makes it really readily available for you to tell your story. And that could be through blogs, that can be through social media posts, that could be through video, it could be through a story that you want to write, talk about what it is that you're doing at the moment in the project that you're working on. So that is where understanding how to promote yourself and how to talk about yourself is very important, and it builds on your business. The last thing I want you to think about when some of the experiences that you learn is deliverables. How do you finish a job, and what is it that you're presenting the client? So here's an example. A long time ago, in the very beginning, when I would talk about logo design, and all I knew then was how to draw on paper. And so I would draw a logo on paper, hand it off to the client, and say, there goes your logo. That is a whole lot different than what I do logos now, and I charge a whole lot different price for that. Now, through my experience, I've learned how to create logo illustrations digitally. I use Illustrator. I have vector illustrations that and file types that help the business promote their business and build their brand. So now I understand how to deliver a logo as opposed to what I was doing 20 years ago. You only learn that through experience and being with someone who's going to help you and guide you through that process. So the last thing I want you to take away from today's conversation is that you need to be able to develop your process, have good business practices, and learn to earn with your talent. The goal of all of this is to be able to understand the business of art, and you succeed with your talents, with your market, and enjoying what you like to do as an artist. Build from there, become an entrepreneur, and be successful. Enjoy yourself. This is DTM. Follow me at DeltaTangoMike and any social media, and find artisking.org at artistking_ATL. Talk to y'all later.